Hello everyone and welcome to the to talk about releasemonitoring.org. My name is Michal Konečný and I'm I'm maintainer of releasemonitoring.org for Fedora. This is a recording because I'm on the road right now and I'm not sure if I should be available in the chat, but I'm not available to present. Okay, so let's start. Here is the agenda. This is an illustration of the releasemonitoring.org and how I imagine it when I'm writing my blog posts. You can see it's very nice word, and the new hotness is actually something above, floating above the new hotness, above Anitya. Okay, so let's start with some basics. What is releasemonitoring.org? It's containing from two applications. The first one is Anitya. It provides web interface for the users to actually do the things they need. The users could add new projects, watch for the releases. It automatically checks for new releases of the project, and it's sending Fedora message when a new version is retrieved. The new hotness is Fedora messaging consumer. For those of you not aware, Fedora messaging is messaging bus we are using in Fedora as basically for every message that is sent in infrastructure. The new hotness is listening to messages emitted by Anitya. It is only interested in the ones that are about the new release found, and there are others. It creates or updates Bugzilla, which is your issue tracker system when new release is found. So the packager who maintains the project, the package in Fedora, is notified about new version. It could start scratch builds in your build system if this is configured for the project. Okay, let's start with Anitya. I will talk about it a bit more because it's a really interesting project. Okay, let's start with some magic numbers. These numbers are actually kind of impressive. The first commit for the Anitya was on 28 November 2013. First release was 0.1.0, which was on 29 September 2014. So as you can see, the first release was almost a year later after the project was created. I'm maintainer of the Anitya for 2 years, so I don't have too much knowledge about the history of Anitya, but I at least know what it is. Okay, let's see at some contributions, so you can see that the project is still alive. There are almost 2,000 commits. We have slightly above 50 contributors. There were almost 500 issues created, and we closed plenty of them. As you can see from this, we still have some open, and we are trying to work to close them as soon as possible. Current version of the Anitya is 0.18.0. For just to make it more interesting, the number of projects that are currently watched by releasemonitoring.org are 126,435, and I think this number will be much higher because there are new projects added each day. just for this talk, I have here the number of packages that are mapped to openSUSE distribution, and we have 331 packages mapped to openSUSE. It is primarily used by the Fedora, so there are plenty more for Fedora. Okay, here you can see the diagram which represents how the Anitya is working. As you can see, there are two kind of users that could interact it. One is the regular user, which could add new project, add new distribution to the Anitya, edit project, flag project. The flag is a mechanism that is used to mark the project that there is some issue, and admin usually looks at it and investigate if this is really an issue, and close it, solve it and close it. He could add new mapping. Mappings are the mappings between the project and the distribution and the name of the package in the distribution. The admin could do some advanced roles. He could delete projects, delete mappings, delete distribution. He could edit distribution. He could close flags that are solved, and there is he could also ban regular users and create admins from the regular users if needed. So everybody who works with Anitya could become an admin. Just say if you want, and I could make it happen. The Anitya has two other parts that are parts of it, but they are running as separate application. The version checker, which is being run regularly, and it's checking every project that is there to if there is new version. There are some rules for the checking. It's not checking every project every run. There are exceptions. The main exception is the GitHub, because GitHub is limited by the number of requests you could do in 1 hour. So in this case, the new version is actually limited some time, but most of the projects, if there is new version, we will know about it in a matter of hours. There is also libraries.io consumer. The libraries.io consumer is just listener for the libraries.io messages, and when it finds new project that is interesting, is actually hosted on the platform we are interested in, then it reports it to Anitya and creates a new project if this is configured, or reports a new version. If the new version is reported, the Anitya is sending the message to Fedora messaging broker. The Anitya is sending message in almost every change that will happen in the application. So if you want to see the history, you could use our data grabber application, which is actually only grabber for the messages in the message broker, and you could see what exactly it was sent and what changed in the Anitya. Probably there should be a full history of Anitya. So the current situation with Anitya is that we are working on the milestone 1.0, because Anitya is mature enough. I just stayed with the previous versioning system. Here is a link to the actual milestone. You could see what needs to be done. what is done. Most of the things for the 1.0 are done. I just want to do few more features and update the documentation to better state, because there are plenty of things that are outdated. Because we have Oktoberfest this month, Anitya is part of it. So if you want to help on the Anitya, there are issues that are marked that are labeled Oktoberfest, so you could do it. It's nice way to start contributing to it. So next one is the new hotness. The new hotness is floating island in a realm of magic. It's actually the point between Anitya and Fedora, Release Monitoring and Fedora land. Here are some statistics. The first commit was 13 March 2014. First release one was 0.1.2, 17 November 2014. I'm not sure why the first release was has to in minor version, because I'm just in not minor version, release version. I didn't found any tag that will be older than this, so it's possible that there was some release just not tagged before. There are 440 commits from 22 different distributors. We have above almost 150 issues created, and we closed most of them. Current version is 0.13.1. I'm currently working same as Anitya on 1.0, but there are plenty of work this will be released. Maybe in the meantime I will release some bug fix release. We will see. Okay, so the new hotness is actually much more complex. It's complex in the when you take in consideration the number of external application it needs to actually communicate with. It's easier as a script. It's much less code based than Anitya, but it communicates with plenty of other projects. The journey starts with Fedora messaging broker. It actually sends a message that the new hotness wants to consume. In the case that this is the new version, it contacts MD API, it contacts PDC, which are MD API is the metadata API, which lets us check if the project is still active, if we should report this. The PDC just looks at if it's retired or what version is actually there. Then we contact the Pagure. Pagure, we are hosting our packages sources there. We look what on the notification settings, which could be set on the Pagure page. Then we, if this all is correct, we have a new version. The project is still alive. We should report it. We contact Bugzilla and create a ticket or update the ticket that was created before. In case the user wants to have even the scratch build, we will prepare it and send the Koji information that we want to build it, and then wait on the actual message from the Koji that everything went well. If this is a new mapping for for the project in Anitya. We actually contact Anitya and just send send the API request to do a check for the project, because we need to check if there is new version, because the mapping was changed. Okay, so the current situation is that milestone 1.0 is currently being worked on. The same as for Anitya, there are much more to be done in the case of new hotness, because there are for most of the things I need the staging environment for testing, because I need to communicate with plenty of external services, and I need some testing environment. And right now we finished the data center move of Fedora, which was a really big project, and we are setting up the staging environment to have something to work on. So right now I'm blocked on the new hotness work. The Anitya, because it doesn't rely on anything external, it could be worked on without issue. Same as Anitya, the new hotness is part of the Hacktoberfest event. You could do some small changes. Still, you can work on it. It's just that you can't test it with actual systems to connect to, but you could work on it and write a test the new hotness and Anitya. Both are almost 100% test coverage, so it's nice to work with them. Okay, so how is this integrated to package workflow? This is package workflow for Fedora. It is not integrated to openSUSE package workflow. This is where the magic actually happens, and this is how it looks. We have a packager. Packager requests a repository for new package. This is created in Pagure. He creates a project in Anitya and add new mapping. I would be glad to have this automated in the future, but right now it needs to be done manually by packager. The Pagure, there is a script that between Pagure and Bugzilla create the component, synchronize the Pagure with Bugzilla. It creates the component into Bugzilla, so you could actually have something to report to. The Anitya, if finds a new version, it reports it to new hotness, and new hotness is creating a ticket in Bugzilla. So in ideal case, the packager always has up-to-date information about new versions. There are exceptions, like projects that are changing the version system, that are hard to guess which version is actually latest. And there is a change I'm working on that will allow the Anitya to report not only latest but everything it founds, and the new hotness could actually notify the users there is new version that seems that is not latest, but we found a new version, so if you are interested you could work on it. Okay, so let's go to the demo. We have here the Anitya. This is how it looks. I'm actually logged in. You can log in using the Fedora account, or there is option to use OpenID, or I'm not sure which option is the third one. I'm using the Fedora account, as you can see. As you can see, there are more projects than I actually announce, because it's growing, the number is growing. You can look at the docs if you want a quick. This is the docs for the actual version that is deployed. You can look at the projects here. The projects are just a list of the monitored projects. I can look at some of it. Here you can see the latest version that is reported. You can see the version list on the right side. You can see the status of the project. There was no new version found, but this is okay. We just didn't find anything new. You can see homepage of the project. You can see backend. The backend, I will talk about this more later. The ecosystem is only visible for the admins. This is not something the user should be aware of. It's just for our own info. There is version scheme. Default version scheme for every project is RPM, but we allow to use semantic and calendar. Version check URL, it's URL where the version check is done, and the delete project is actually only for the admins. Okay, here below you can see the mappings. As a simple user, you could edit or add new mapping. You could see that this project, the 0AD, has mapping for Fedora. Actually 3 mappings I see. 2 for Ubuntu, 2 for Debian, 2 for Mageia, 2 for Arch Linux, and 2 for OpenMandriva. Here up the top you can see the flag button, which is actually used to report anything. If you flag it, you could just do the write a reason why and submit it, and we can as an admin you could look at all the flags that are reported on the flags page. Currently we have only few of them, so it's nice. It's looks like most of them are solved. Here you can see the list of distributions. The distributions could be added by every user. So there we just changed the input method, because before you could actually add a new distribution through the text field. So we have plenty of typos, but we changed it to actual form. So if the distribution is actually already there, you could just choose it from the drop down, and there it is. So the last thing you could do is to not last, but last in the top menu is to add the project. Here you can see what could be, how can you add it. There is project name, a homepage, backend, version scheme, which could be choose from 3 options. We have plenty of backends supported. Backend is actually the hosting service, so you could look at it and see plenty of them are supported. And if it isn't supported, you could always use custom, but the custom is somewhat harder to actually set. Then you do a version pattern, which is only for the calendar versioning. the semantic just use the owner project. This one is changed because based on the backend. The version prefix is used just to remove anything before the version. If the project is using, for instance, for example, a V version, then you could actually add the V to this field, and it will be removed from the sorting mechanism. You could add some mapping from the start. Here you can see the drop down that is that you could choose the distribution from, and there you could write the name of the package. The check latest release on submit is when you submit it, it checks for the latest release. This is not needed, but most of the projects are checked till 1 hour, so it's not needed to do it this way. This will be changed in the future because I want to allow the user to actually test their settings if the project is could be found and everything before submitting it and adding the new project. Okay, did I miss something? I don't think so. The last thing you could do is you can search for any project through the search field. It will just show you the projects that are found. The bottom of the page you could see where the last check was done and how many projects were checked, how many was okay, how many had some error, how many hit the rate limit. As you can see in the last check, there was no rate limit hit, which means that we didn't had any issue with the GitHub rate limiting. Okay, let's go back to the slides. Okay, here we have references. You can look at the release monitoring.org blog post. I'm trying to do regular updates. It's written from a magic word. This is why I had the wizard hat on. There is URL for the release monitoring.org and the repositories URLs, so you can look at the Anija and the new hotness. If you are interested, you can help. We are always happy to see any new contributor. So thank you for attending this, and hopefully I'm available in chat to answer any question.